Codename Duchess?
Who are you?
I'm Detective Decker with MPD Homicide, and you're Codename Duchess?
We're Detectives Bryant and Gaff. They're the ones that told me to come here. They're my handlers, not you.
They're letting me borrow you.
Look, I'm not some freelancing undercover.
Well, you're gonna be this time.
If you're really a fucking cop, let me see a badge.
Good enough for you, Donnie Brasco?
What do you want from me?
I'm investigating the suspected murder of a young man with the name of Billy Williamson, who is an associate of mob boss Jackson Montgomery, and you're the only man we have on the inside of his organization.
I heard he killed himself.
Billy got that for me for my birthday.
I'm sorry for your loss, ma'am. Was your son ever suicidal?
No, never. He was always happy. He had so many dreams he wanted to accomplish.
Do you know why your son would have been acquaintances with a gangster?
I don't understand it myself. He was never the type to be around criminals.
Did you know your son was lying about being worth $8 billion?
That can't be true. He was a good kid.
He used that lie to gain access to Mr. Montgomery, who seemed to take a liking to your boy.
That just can't be true.
I'm sorry to tell you all this, ma'am, but I will get justice for Billy. You and I both know that kid was murdered and your target was in on it.
If I did know something I were to tell you, it might jeopardize all my work I've done before he gets nailed.
Whatever you tell me will be confidential.
This place is like somebody's memory of a town and the memory is quickly fading. It's like there was never anything here but jungle. Death created time so it could grow things it could kill.
Quit saying odd shit and help me get answers for this poor kid's family.
I'd never seen the kid before, and then one day he was just there with Jackson, shooting the shit with him, like he'd always been one of the guys. When I asked somebody who he was, they said he was the rich son of a Russian oligarch. I knew Jackson was setting him up to steal all of his money.
So the kid was dead from that moment.
Why don't you talk to Mr. Montgomery?
I already did. It went as expected. It's a pleasure to meet you, Jackson Montgomery. I'm Detective
Martin Rustin Decker. I know who you are. I've got eyes and ears everywhere.
Well, then I presume you know I'm from Homicide.
I haven't had one of you guys snooping around in a while. What can I do for you, Detective Decker?
I'm here about the kid you threw off the roof of your penthouse.
Ah, yes, Billy. Sad what happened to him. I had nothing to do with that. Look, I felt sorry for the kid, so I sometimes let him crash there when I was out of town. And I was out of town that night.
Bullshit. I got cell phone records that prove you were in the penthouse the night that Billy fell.
Look, the kid said he was the son of a Russian oligarch. Said his dad had deep pockets in the Kremlin. Maybe he could help me retrieve some frozen assets I've got there. You know, because of the war in Ukraine.
We'll be seeing more of each other.
So now you've got all the pieces. Put the puzzle together.
Give me something to work with.
Obviously, Jackson figured out that the kid was lying. He had to do something. He knew too much.
What I can't understand is why that kid would lie to a vicious killer like Jackson Montgomery in the first place.
Probably because he was bored and lonely. Thought he was smarter than he really was. Thought he could live the high life and not have to pay for it.
The problem now is how do I get proof that that poor kid was thrown off that roof? Something that'll stick in court.
You won't. Jackson's too smooth. He knows how to stay clean better than anyone else in the game.
But there's just one last thing that still bothers me.
And what's that, Columbo?
The night of Billy's death, the security cameras outside of Jackson's penthouse show you entering before Billy and leaving afterwards in a hurry.